Hello and welcome to Startup Champions 2.0, the show where you meet and learn from National Startup Award winning founders. In the show today, you will meet two startup champions from the drinking water and energy space. They are WEGoT and Zunru. Water. 71% of our planet is water, and yet we don't have enough to utilize for drinking and industry. It's critical that we save water. This is not just for you or for me. It's for the coming generations too. Water is becoming a limited resource and hence it's becoming costly too. The rising water bills in urban spaces is a clear indication of the times to come. And not just that, have you ever had no water in your colony? And you've had to buy from private water tankers? Is someone building a tech-driven solution to this problem? Well, yes, there is somebody. Our startup champion is doing exactly just that for you and for me both. Let's now see the WEGoT story.
When people tell you save water, you don't have an actionable insight. It's just words that come up. How do you actually start saving water? Using data, and this data is not readily available, and this is what WEGoT does. We provide an end-to-end water management platform. We focus on multi-tenanted buildings, residential buildings, commercial buildings, industries, educational institutions, malls, hotels, hospitals. Any multi-tenanted campus is a potential client for us. What we do is we deploy these devices in all of these buildings. We get granular data information about how much the consumption is. We're able to detect leakages and give you real-time insights about where you're using water. With this, now you're able to understand what your usage today is, if there is a leakage, what your maid used last Tuesday. Any granular information that you need about your water infrastructure is also readily available on the platform. Our goal is that we want to get this in as many houses or as many buildings as possible. More people use it, more water is saved, and that's our vision. Today, we're able to do projects all over the country. We have a lot of concentration in Chennai, in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, in Bombay, in Pune, and in NCR. We're now starting another fundraise where we're looking to expand globally.
So Anand and Abhilash, welcome to Startup Champions 2.0.
Thank you.
Let's quickly jump into your product itself, right? You are fundamentally saving water, and that's the need of the hour today. Let me now, hand you over your products, and why don't you actually tell our audience as to how does WEGoT really work, and how does everybody that uses WEGoT, whether in residential or commercial spaces or individuals as well, they save money and they get benefited.
Let me ask you a very simple question. How many liters was your shower this morning?
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, and without that, it's not realistically possible.
Sure.
Right? There are several such use cases where people don't know how much they're using, and we enable this using technology. And at the core of it is a device that captures information, but we make this easily usable through a mobile app that we have.
Okay.
And let me show you the app.
Sure.
So as soon as you launch the app, every individual gets their individual consumption. You can find out how much you've used in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the master bathroom, how many different inlets that you have. You can compare against your yesterday's usage, your last 7 days, your entire month, how you place against other users in the same community, how you place against other users in the overall WEGoT Aqua universe. So this will first give you a benchmark of where you stand, and it helps you understand what you can do better. And then the second thing about water is also that it's perceived as a free commodity.
Sure.
Electricity, by default, everybody puts a lot of value on because you get big electricity bills, but you don't get that. So as soon as you start billing people, you make people more conscious of the product. So we also generate a bill, and you're able to make payments as well. And thirdly, our system is like a constant watchdog, right? If there is a leakage that happens anywhere, we're able to detect it, we're able to pinpoint where this leakage is, and we send you this notification to you, so you can take better action,
Wow.
a quick action.
Interesting. And that's what WEGoT looks like.
So this is the device that captures all the data. So water meters have been around for a very long time. It's not something that we've built, but what we realized very early on in our early deployments was that the data that comes out of these water meters are not very accurate. And fundamentally, when the data is not accurate, it is very difficult to get someone to pay as per.
Sure.
So that is the first problem we had to solve. The other thing you'll also notice on our device is that there is no counter on top.
Sure.
This is a strong message that we're sending out. We're saying that, hey, you don't need to come here to get any information.
Right.
It'll all come to you remotely on your mobile phone or on your web application, depending on what user access you have. So what we fundamentally did to get the accurate information was we flipped how we capture data.
Yeah.
We don't have a turbine anymore.
Sure.
We use a principle called ultrasonic.
Uh-huh.
Without getting too technical, what this essentially means is we have two piezo elements. Think of it as a receiver and a transmitter. We know what the diameter of this pipe is. We know the distance between these two elements. We calculate the time difference in nanoseconds that it takes for water to go from point A to point B.
Sure.
And this will give you the exact volume of water going out.
Got it. Let's now talk impact. Your product can be installed at an individual house, at a residential complex, a commercial complex, and the scale could just sort of go on and on. Let's try and understand what actually has it done till date, across all the installations that you've done. How many liters of water would you have saved? Do you have any number around that?
Sure. Before Abhilash shares the big numbers, I think the key thing here, just finishing on the last point, is freshwater source, the source is so less and the demand is so high. So I think what WEGoT, the first thing we need to do is reduce the demand for water, fresh water, right? While there are new technologies which could be working on creating more fresh water, but our goal is to reduce the demand. And like Abhilash rightly said, it's through giving you real-time data in terms of how much you used in your shower, or billing you as per consumption and you're more conscious, or third is detecting leakages and then letting you know in advance. So that is I think the larger side. So there are many sides to water, but ours is to reduce the demand. Two, in terms of I think the success in adoption of this has been slow, but just to give you the large number, I think 5 billion liters of water have been saved so far.
Yep.
So let's understand your business model, right? How do you make money?
So when we built the product, we've built a lot of features. We built a lot of applications for pain points, for people in buildings, for the facility managers, and we want this to be easily adopted. So what we've done is we've also gotten smart with the business model. What we do is we give the product away for free. We don't charge for the product.
Okay.
The client pays an implementation cost, like a setup cost. Somebody should come, cable it, whatever is needed. Just pay that, and then there's a monthly subscription fee. And this monthly subscription takes care of any service, any part replacement, extended warranty, and we're not your water meter suppliers. We are your water management as a service solution provider. So we aspire to be in that building for the life of that building. And we've made it very affordable. It starts as low as 75 rupees per device, and depending on scale, depending on your application, goes all the way up to about 1,000 rupees per device.
Fantastic. The world fundamentally is changing into everything as a service now, and that's a model. All right, my last question to the both of you is millions of Indians are watching you right now on Startup Champions 2.0. They want to be entrepreneurs like you, and especially problem solvers like you. What's your message to all of them?
I think one big message is there is enough problems out there to solve, but the key is to get down to doing it. You can keep thinking about it, doing it, and for example, Abhilash and some of his friends who thought about this problem, and Chennai, everyone knows, has had acute water problems always.
True.
And they were very clear. So the two things, one is to have clarity and one is to get down to doing it. The clarity they had, I think, is we want water and technology to work together, and two is get down to it.
Get down to it. The top two lessons of the session are: number one, saving water and increasing efficiency in water delivery and measurement is a massive business opportunity for all of you. Number two, you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Imagine building a layer of value-added services over existing infrastructure, or use IoT as they did to make existing infrastructure a lot more smarter.